Hi everyone. Guess what I've been up to over these last few weeks? I recently returned from a long distance bicycle journey through Germany. Over 15 days, we covered nearly 600 kilometers, averaging about 60 kilometers every day. As you can see, I'm back in India now, but looking back, I thought it would be interesting for you to share some of my experiences and for us together to discover how these different experiences I've had, different learnings I've had, might connect to our careers and to our lives. We rode along great rivers, lush vineyards, castles, fairy tale villages, and all along the way, I discovered that the greatest lessons didn't come from the long distances we covered, but as we traveled, every landscape had a lesson to teach. Over the next few episodes, I would like to share with you what I learned from the rivers, from the vineyards, and the fairy tales about success, careers, studies, even the board exams, and about lifelong career development with the purpose of understanding and learning and gaining skills to navigate the world of work. Our route followed three beautiful rivers, the Saar, the Moselle, and the Lahn. Along the way, we climbed steep, vineyard-covered hillsides and eventually arrived in a landscape of medieval castles and enchanting towns that seemed to have stepped straight out of a fairy tale. As the kilometers rolled by, one question that kept returning to my mind was, what can a 600-kilometer bicycle journey through Germany teach us about success, careers, the board examination, lifelong career development, and navigating the world of work? Over the next few episodes, let's explore what rivers can teach us about finding our flow, what vineyards on steep hillsides can teach us about embracing life's challenges, and what Germany's fairy tale towns teach us about writing the story of our own lives. Join me as we discover them together.
Jaya, have you ever noticed how everyone tells us to go with the flow?
All the time. But when it comes to careers, should we really just go wherever life takes us?
That's a good question. Maybe rivers have a better answer than people do?
Let's find out what they teach us about careers.
Let's start with episode 1, and as Jay and Jaya have just mentioned, it's entitled Go with the Flow. Rivers flow, don't they? But let's pause for a moment to think again and ask ourselves what rivers can teach us about careers. Every morning as we set off, we knew where we wanted to be by the end of the day. But we never knew exactly what the journey would demand of us. As this map unfolds, notice how we followed rivers, climbed hills, crossed forests, passed through towns, and occasionally we even had to take a completely different path. Careers are very much the same. We may know where we want to go, but the journey is rarely a straight line. Like the river, success comes from adapting to the terrain, embracing change, and continuing always to move forward. Here's the first career think point. The path may change, but your direction can remain true. As we cycled, I noticed that the river never traveled in a straight line. It curved around mountains, slowed through valleys, and gathered strength from smaller streams, yet it never lost direction. Careers are much the same. Few unfold in a perfect straight line. You may change subjects, discover new interests, or you may even be confronted by a job that doesn't even exist today. The path may change, but your direction can remain true. Moving on now to the next career think point. Something else I noticed about the river is that it flowed at different levels. So the lesson for us to explore here is every river has different levels. Our journey took us past this amazing scene of children managing a river. Watch what happens to these boats. The river doesn't stay at the same level all the time. Sometimes the boats have to pause, the water rises, and then they continue on their journey from a new level. Careers can be like that too. As you grow, you will move from school to college, from one job to another, and from one challenge to the next. These changes may feel slow or uncertain, but they can help you grow. Don't be afraid of change. Like a river, it often takes us to the next level. Let's look at the next career think point. We're often told that we must never give up. We must persist. But what does this really mean? The river teaches us strategic persistence. One of the greatest mistakes we make is believing that success comes from certain kinds of talent alone. The rivers taught me something entirely different. They taught me that success comes from persistent and thoughtful effort. A river does not stop when it meets an obstacle, yet it does not keep crashing against the same rock again and again. It changes course, it flows around the obstacle and continues toward its destination. Persistence is not blind stubbornness, merely repeating the same thing again and again. Like a river, sometimes we move forward by changing direction, not by forcing our way through. Thoughtful and strategic persistence always finds a way. Moving on now to the next career think point. Career success belongs to those who keep renewing themselves. The river never stops changing. It bends, widens, narrows, and finds new channels, yet it never stops moving toward its destination. Careers are like that too. Today's world is changing faster than ever. New careers are emerging every year. The challenge is no longer choosing a career, it's continually renewing it. So don't ask only, what career should I choose? Ask, how do I keep growing? Like a river that gathers strength from every tributary, draw upon every opportunity to learn and adapt. That is how you can keep your career flowing.
So you see, Jay, rivers flow, but they don't just drift. They keep adapting and moving forward.
Just like our careers, we do need a plan, of course, but we need to always be learning from the world around us and renewing ourselves always.
And we don't have to compare our journey with anyone else's.
Exactly. Now let's see what those steep vineyards can teach us in the next episode.
Thank you for joining me. In the next episode, we'll leave the rivers behind and climb into the vineyards of the Moselle Valley. Those steep hillsides taught me something that every student and every professional needs to remember. I'll see you in the next episode.